Welcome to another lecture on the English textbook. Today's lecture is on Unit 12, a poem, All the World's a Stage by William Shakespeare. First, we will look at the reference to context, next the summary and theme of the poem, and then we will go through all the exercises step by step, aiming to develop your understanding. If you have any questions, write them in the comment section. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do so. So, let's get started. Unit 12, All the World's a Stage by William Shakespeare. Stanza 1. Text All the World's a Stage. Sari duniya ek stage hai. And all the men and women merely players. Aur tamam mard aur auratein mehaz adakar hain. They have their exits and their entrances. Unke stage par aane aur jaane ke waqt muqarrar hai. And one man in his time plays many parts. Aur har aadmi apni zindagi mein kai kirdar ada karta hai. His acts being 7 ages. At first, the infant, iske amal 7 umron mein taqseem hai. Sabse pehle bachpan, mewling and puking in the nurse's arms, nurse ki good mein rota aur ultiyan karta hua, and then the whining schoolboy with his satchel phir rone wala school jane wala bacha apne baste ke saath, and shining morning face creeping like snail, or roshan subha ke chehre ke saath ghunge ki tarah rengta hua school ki tarf. Reference to the context. These lines have been taken from the poem All the World's a Stage, written by William Shakespeare. This extract occurs at the beginning of the poem, which is in fact a dramatic monologue from Shakespeare's play As You Like It. Here, the poet introduces the main theme that life is like a drama, and man plays 7 roles in it. Explanation. The poet compares the world to a stage, extended metaphor, and men and women to actors. They enter by birth and exit by death. The first role is of an infant, crying and helpless in the nurse's arms. The second role is of a schoolboy, moving slowly like a snail, simile to school. The imagery of shining morning face shows innocence, while whining highlights reluctance. These poetic devices give a vivid picture of man's early years and stress his weakness and dependency. Stanza 2. Text unwillingly to school, and then the lover, na chahte hue school jana, or phir ashik, sighing like furnace with a woeful ballad, patti ki tarah aahein bharta hua, ek ghamgeen gana sanata hua, made to his mistress' eyebrow. Then a soldier, jo apni mehbooba ki bhanuon ke naam karta hai. Phir sipahi, full of strange oaths and bearded like the pard, anjane ahdon se bhara hua, or cheete ki tarah daadi wala, jealous in honor, sudden and quick in quarrel, izzat mein ghairatmand, achanak aur tez jhagarne wala, seeking the bubble reputation, izzat ki balbale jaisi shehrat ka talabgar, even in the cannon's mouth. And then the justice, khatab ke dahane par kyun na ho. Phir qazi in fair round belly with good cap on lind, saaf gol peet ke saath marghe bariyan se bhara hua. Reference to the context. These lines are an extract from All the World's a Stage, written by William Shakespeare. They occur in the middle of the poem, where the poet explains the 3rd, 4th, and 5th stages of human life. Explanation. The 3rd stage is of a lover who sighs like a furnace, simile, and writes sad poems for his beloved. The 4th stage is of a soldier, bearded like the pard, simile, showing his bravery and wildness. His search for bubble reputation, metaphor, shows that worldly fame is fragile and short-lived. The 5th stage is of a judge, well-fed, wise, and respected, who speaks with authority using wise saws, proverbs. These poetic devices highlight the journey of man from passion to ambition, and finally to maturity and wisdom. Stanza 3. Text, with eyes severe and beard of formal cut, sakht aankhon ke saath, or bazabata tarashi hui, thought of wise saws and modern instances, danshmand aqwal or jadid mithalon se bhara hua, and so he plays his part. The 6th stage shifts, or yun wo apna kirdar ada karta hai. Chitti umr badalti hai, into the lean and slippered pantaloon, doubly or jote pehne hue badhape mein, with spectacles on nose and pouch on side, naak par aink or kamar par theli ke saath. His youthful hose well salved, a world too wide. Iski jawani ke kapde jo bacha kar rakhe gaye, ab bahut dhele hain. For his shrunk shank and his big manly voice, iski sakdi hui tang ke liye. Aur iski badi mardana awaaz, turning again toward childish treble. Pipes dobara bachpan ki barik आवाज की तरफ लौटती है. Reference to the context. These lines are taken from All the World's a Stage by William Shakespeare. They occur in the later part of the poem, where the poet describes the sixth stage of human life. Explanation. In this stage, man grows old and weak. The imagery of slippered pantaloon, spectacles, and shrunk shank shows physical decline. His once strong manly voice becomes weak and childish. Metaphor. The description creates a sad but realistic picture of aging, reminding us of the unavoidable loss of strength and dignity in human life. Stanza 4. Text and whistles in his sound. Last scene of all, or iski awaz mein siti ki si gonj. Aakhir ka manzar that ends this strange, eventful history, jo is ajeeb o ghareeb waqa bhari kahani ko khatam karta hai, is second childishness and mere oblivion. Dusra bachpan aur mahaz faramoshi hai. Sans teeth, sans eyes, sans taste, sans everything. Danton ke baghair, aankhon ke baghair, zayake ke baghair, sab kuch ke baghair. Reference to the context. These lines occur in the last stanza of the poem All the World's a Stage, written by William Shakespeare. They are part of the concluding lines of the dramatic monologue where the poet describes the seventh and final stage of life. Explanation. The seventh stage is second childishness. Man becomes completely helpless and returns to a childlike state. The repeated word sans, without, is a repetition that powerfully shows loss of teeth, eyes, taste, and everything. The phrase mere oblivion is a symbol of death and forgetfulness. These poetic devices create a tragic effect and emphasize the temporary and fragile nature of human life. Summary. The poem All the World's a Stage by William Shakespeare presents life as a drama where men and women are actors. They make their entrances and exits, playing many roles. The poet divides life into 7 stages. First is infancy, full of weakness and crying. Second is the schoolboy, unwilling to study. Third is the lover, full of emotions. Fourth is the soldier, brave but quarrelsome. Fifth is the judge, wise and mature. Sixth is old age, weak and dependent. Lastly comes second childishness, when man loses all strength and senses. The poem shows that life is temporary and death is certain. Central idea, theme. The poem All the World's a Stage by William Shakespeare presents human life as a drama. The world is compared to a stage, and men and women are actors who play many roles. Shakespeare divides life into 7 stages: infant, schoolboy, lover, soldier, judge, old man, and second childishness. Each stage has its own qualities and weaknesses, shown through similes, metaphors, and imagery. The poet conveys that life is temporary, and man has no control over its cycle. This universal truth makes the poem realistic, philosophical, and memorable. Exercise reading comprehension questions. Q1. This poem is an extended metaphor. What are the 2 things being compared? Sawal 1. ये नज़म एक तवील इस्तारा है, किन 2 चीज़ों का आपस में मुवाज़ना किया गया है? Ants. The entire poem, All the World's a Stage, is based on a powerful, extended metaphor. Shakespeare compares the world to a vast stage and human life to a drama or play. Just as actors come on stage, perform their parts, and then leave, similarly, men and women enter life at birth, play different roles through various stages, and finally leave the world at death. This metaphor highlights the temporary and dramatic nature of human existence. There are 7 stages or acts of a man listed in this poem. What are they? Sawal 2. इस नज़म में इंसान की 7 मंजिलों या मराहिल का जिक्र किया गया है. वो कौन सी हैं? Ants. Shakespeare divides the journey of man into 7 distinct stages. 1. Infant. Schoolboy. 3. Lover. 4. Soldier. 5. Justice. 6. Old age. 2nd childishness. Q3. What is meant by the word oblivion in the context of the poem All the World's a Stage? Sawal 3. Nazm All the World's a Stage mein oblivion se kya murad hai? Ants. In this poem, oblivion means a state of forgetfulness, emptiness, and complete loss of senses. It refers to the last stage of life, where man becomes like a child again, without teeth, eyesight, taste, or memory. It symbolizes nothingness and death, the point where human drama ends. Then a soldier, full of strange oaths and bearded like a pard, jealous in honor, sudden and quick in quarrel, seeking the bubble reputation even in the cannon's mouth. A. What is the soldier ready to do? Sipahi kis kaam ke liye tayar hai? And the soldier is ready to risk his life in war and face death even in the cannon's mouth for the sake of honor. B. What is the poetic device used in the second line? B. Dusri satr mein kaun sa sheri asloob istemal hua hai? Ans. The poet uses a simile in the phrase bearded like the pard. C. What does bubble reputation mean? Ja. Bubble reputation se kya murad hai? Ans. The term bubble reputation means temporary and fragile fame, just like a soap bubble which bursts easily. Q5. What is the significance of the words entrances and exits in the poem The Seven Ages? Sawal 5. Nazm The Seven Ages mein entrances or exits ki ahmiyat kiya hai? Ans. The words entrances and exits are highly significant because they represent the beginning and ending of human life. An entrance symbolizes birth when a person comes into the world, while an exit symbolizes death when a person leaves. Q6. Identify various figures of speech in the poem. Sawal 6. Nazm mein mukhtalif shori sanaton ki nishandehi kare. Ans. Shakespeare makes rich use of literary devices to add beauty and depth. Metaphor, simile, imagery, alliteration, symbolism, personification. These figures of speech make the poem dramatic, realistic, and memorable. Q7. Write a well-integrated essay on different stages of human life as mentioned in the above poem. Sawal 7. Mazkura nazm mein insan ki zindagi ke mukhtalif marahil par ek marboot mazmoon likhein. Ants. William Shakespeare in his poem All the World's a Stage presents human life as a drama played on the stage of the world. He divides life into 7 stages, each marked by unique features. The first stage is the infant, helpless and dependent. The second stage is the schoolboy, unwilling to study and carrying his bag unwillingly. The third stage is the lover, full of passion, expressing love in poetry. The fourth stage is the soldier, full of pride, bravery, and quick temper, seeking honor even at the cost of life. The fifth stage is the justice, where man becomes mature, wise, and full of social judgments. The sixth stage is old age, where man grows weak, thin, and ridiculed. Finally, the seventh stage is second childishness or oblivion, where man loses memory, strength, teeth, and eyesight and returns to a childlike state. Thus, Shakespeare powerfully depicts life's temporary nature through imagery and metaphor, making the poem universal, realistic, and philosophical. All the World's a Stage, Vocabulary and Grammar. A. Following words have been taken from the above poem. Circle the word that closely matches the relevant word. 1. Mewling, D. Crying. 2. Satchel, B. Bag for books. 3. Woeful, A. Sad. 4. Pard, C. Leopard. 5. Capon, B. Fat chicken. 6. Saws, A. Sayings. 7. Instances, B. Judgments. 8. Pantaloon, A. Pants. 9. Shank, D. Legs. 10. Treble, C. High-pitched sound. 11. Oblivion, D. Forgetfulness. 12. Sans, C. Without. The second conditional, B. Complete with the second conditional. 1. If we were in Lahore today, we'd be able to go to the concert in Shalimar Bagh. 2. If I had $1 million, I would give a lot to charity. 3. If I won the lottery, I would buy a big house. 4. If my sister had a degree, she would love working on animal conservation. 5. My parents would not drive if public transport were reliable. 6. If I told you, I would not ride a motorcycle. 7. If they knew their father, he would be very angry. 8. She would spend a year in the USA if she were a green card. 9. We would help you if we knew how. 10. If I felt better, I would go to the cinema with you. 11. If you went by bike more often, you would not be so flabby. 12. She would not call you if she did not want.